So welcome to the October Mountain Mobility Working Group. This is going to be our last meeting for 2025. So we'll go ahead and do introductions. So I know we have a new person on the call. So can you introduce yourself, your organization, or your community if you aren't affiliated with an organization? And then what your favorite Thanksgiving dish is. So I'll go ahead and call on people as I see you in my screen here. So Dina, do you want to go first?
Sure. Dina Boutwell, Deputy General Manager for Via Mobility Services. And my favorite Thanksgiving dish is mashed potatoes.
Yeah, that's a classic. Yeah. Lisa, what about you?
Hi, everyone. My name is Lisa Bitzer. I am the Director of Operations here at Via Mobility Services, and my favorite is green bean casserole.
Yeah, do you actually make your own like onions, or do you just buy the like French's onions or whatever?
I buy I cheat. I do the French,
Yeah,
but I
that's
do real green beans, not from a
yeah.
can. So
Yeah,
snap
okay.
them and cook them.
So they're not smushy. That's good.
Yeah.
That's great. Tom?
Tom Mahold, up in Netherland with the Netherland Food Pantry, and mine is hands down dressing.
Yeah. Do you have a special recipe? Like I don't know, do you do anything that's out of the norm?
We use duck fat.
Oh, wow.
It makes it very interesting.
Yeah,
Hi, Nick.
that's great. So Kathy, would you like to introduce
Hi.
yourself?
Sure. My name is Kathy Crawley, and I am a volunteer ambassador for Mobility for All. And I am in the Netherland area and just trying to learn. There's so much to learn as a new ambassador. So yeah, I've been doing it now maybe 5 months, and so just looking to learn more stuff and see where I can contribute.
Well, we're really happy that you joined us today, Kathy. It's great. Okay, I'll go to Nick. Nick, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, Nick Aguilera, Transportation Planner with Boulder County. I would either say mashed potatoes and gravy or cranberries.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh, I forgot my Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, sorry,
Well, and
Kathy.
actually, Tom took mine, but mine was going to be specifically oyster turkey dressing.
Ooh.
I don't think I've ever had oyster turkey
Uh-huh.
dressing, but
Yep.
so you'll have to share the recipe offline. Yeah. Yeah, great. So Reba, you're muted if
Yep, she's muted.
you're muted. Yeah.
I
There we
have
go.
am I unmuted now?
You are, yeah.
I keep getting bumped off for some reason. I don't know if it's what's going
Oh.
on here or over there, but that's what's happening here. Executive Director of Netherland Area Seniors, and I would have to say my grandma's bourbon pecan pie
Ooh.
recipe would be my favorite.
Yeah. Is your family like family like recipe secrets? Like they don't share it with anybody, or do you like freely share your recipes?
Only with family. I got like a
Oh.
big book passed down from great grandma's one Christmas, so it's pretty special.
Yeah, that's great. That's wonderful. So bourbon pecan pie. Maybe I'll have to do like copycat Reba, like do a search for a recipe
Well,
for
Kathy
bourbon.
probably said that oyster dressing, which we do that as well.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of that kind of stuff going on in the South.
Okay. I've actually never made it. I just really enjoy eating it.
Yeah, it's great. Joni, would you like to share your name?
Hi everyone, I'm Joni Lynch, Family Resource Director at the Our Center in in Longmont. Sorry. And for those who don't know, others have heard me say this. I'm on these calls because Isaac, one of our case managers, he serves Lyons to Allens Park corridor. Thanksgiving, I mean, definitely a dressing / stuffing person, but I'm going to say yams.
Oh yeah.
We used to use a recipe that was way too sweet, and I don't know, sometime during COVID, we found one that had a lot less sugar, and it's really good. We love it. So yams is going to be my dish. Thanks.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, so I think I'm the last person unless somebody else is trying to come in. I think we're good. So I'm Angel Bond. I'm the Mobility for All program manager, and I work with Jessica, who normally convenes these meetings. And my favorite, I don't know, I'm getting like ready for Thanksgiving because so many of these options sound really good. Something that's a little bit different is my husband's family does like sweet potato, like casserole, which has like pecans on it. And they're also from the South, so there's lots of butter. So I don't know, those are really good. But my husband makes that, and then I make the turkey and cranberry sauce. So it's pretty good. Okay. Thanks for entertaining that. I just wanted to let y'all know that I set up the meeting agenda for next year. So just to recap, we talked about meeting on the second Wednesday of the month so that it's the same schedule as the NEPID, which is the Netherland Area EcoPass Public Improvement District Advisory Committee meetings. Those meet on in the library. So just with Mobility for All taking over administration of the NEPIDAC, there's some alignments and like with the projects that we're working on. So we'll be meeting every other month, but you all are also welcome to attend the NEPID. And we will start in February. So February will be our first meeting of the year. And so I created a Zoom link so you can go ahead and register for all of those for next year and put them on your calendar. I know Lisa is not going to be here, so I don't know if this group has heard, but Lisa, would you like to give your announcement?
Yeah, I am retiring. December 12th is my last day with VIA. And that's why you see Dina on here. Adriana would normally be on here as well, but she's at a conference in Phoenix, Arizona right now, heading home. But I am going to retire and move to Texas, where we have a lot of family and just enjoy the sweet life of retirement. So Dina and Adriana will definitely be available, and they'll be figuring out how things go moving forward.
Well, you will be sorely missed. So I knew Lisa before I even started working for Boulder County when I was down in the Springs. I was working on a call center project that had to do with route match. And so we did a trip up to VIA, and Lisa was widely known across the state as being the expert in route match. So we came to VIA and we like listened to everything that she had to say about route match. And then a year or two later, I got to work with her even closer. So I'm just really thankful for your presence in all these collaborative forums and just the impact that you've had and just your willingness to be a great partner. And just like, yeah, I think you always try to find a way to say yes, right? Or if you
Yes.
can. And you really do feel the impact of mobility on people's lives and care about the people that we serve. So I'm going to miss you very much, and I'm sure
Yeah,
everybody
miss-
else will.
Yeah, miss you too.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if I know you said you weren't going to do a retirement party, right? So no.
No,
Okay.
I'm slowly just gonna fade away into the sunset and head to Texas. So
Okay.
I hate goodbyes. So
Yeah.
just nice and slow out the door.
Yeah. Great. Thanks for joining us today, Dina. Yeah, so I think you can pass that link on to Adriana, or I mean, we'll also include Adriana on the invite list as well. Any questions about the 2026 schedule and going to every other month and moving it to the second Wednesday of the month? No? The one point of confusion potentially is that this meeting will still be scheduled at 3 p.m., but the NEPADAC meetings are at 4 or 4:30. Are they 4? Nick, help me out here.
I believe they're at 4, yeah.
Yeah, they're at 4. So for those of you like Tom who attend both, we'll just have to keep that in mind that 4 is the NEPID in person at the library, and then with a remote option, and then we'll still save remote for the Mountain Mobility Working Groups. Okay. Okay, so we'll go ahead and move on to the mountain rides update. I know, Lisa, there's some significant news that you want to share with us about next year's funding.
Yeah, and in fact, I talked with Bill just before this meeting, so I've got a bit of an adjustment
Okay.
to that, to what he originally sent. He had forgotten about some extra funds that I had switched in the middle of this year. And so he just sent it to me just a little bit ago, 2 days, and it's about 7 hours a day, 48 weeks a year, that we would put in $30,000 of our 5311. So that would take, that's 2 days a week. That would take the portion down for up there, 37,200. And then also 3 days a week, 7 hours a day, 48 weeks, at $100 an hour. We will put in 40,000, which would make the match be, or what we would need, 60,800. So that trims it down a little bit. Because as soon as I saw that, I said, no, he forgot. And sure enough, he said, I forgot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's a busy guy. So
Yeah.
anyway, that'll help. I mean, the 3 days a week have been good. The numbers have really evened out. They're double digits almost every day.
Yeah.
So whatever you guys can come up with the difference, then we can proceed forward.
Can you repeat for 2 days a week what the total cost is, and for
Yeah.
3 days a week what the total cost is?
Yeah, so the total cost for 2 days a week with us, with our part two, is $67,200. We are
Okay.
going to put in 30,000,
Okay.
and that leaves a balance of 37,200.
Okay.
And then the 3 days a week, a total is 100,800. We will put in 40,000, and that would leave a balance of 60,800.
Okay, I think I got those numbers right. I will put them in the chat when we move to the next topic, just so
Okay.
you can let me know if I mistyped. So that's good news. I really appreciate it. And just, you are a flat $100 an hour rate now? Is that what I
Yes,
heard you say?
it's starting in 2026, yes. We were
Okay.
95 this year. We go up to 100 in 2026, knowing that
Okay.
our drivers are going to get increases on their pay, and of
Yeah.
course, gas, insurance, and all the stuff that comes with it. Of
Yeah.
course, everything's going up instead of down. So that's what the number we came up with for 2026.
That sounds good. So just from the Boulder County perspective, so with us like shuffling duties, Alex's team is taking over mountain rides oversight from Mobility for All. So we got Nepedak, they get mountain rides. And we have requested 40,000. We did this like in July
Okay.
for the local match. And I know Alex is working with our supervisor Danny to see if Commissioner Levy can talk to the Gilpin County Commissioner. And I know that we had talked about this funding like change, about how 40,000 would only get us 2 days a week.
Right.
So I don't know. I'll provide an update probably via email, like if there's any change to that before the end of the new year, or I'll set up a meeting with you and Bill. Or Dina and Bill, probably.
Yeah,
Dina and
probably
Bill,
Dina and
yeah.
Bill. Yeah.
You're probably like getting out of the money business here. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know how the commissioners want to proceed with like the 2 days a week versus 3 days a week. And our budget request was already submitted, and we are having budget deficit. I mean, there's structural deficits basically on our
Right.
sales tax and mostly on our property tax. So I'll let you all know as soon as we know. The commissioners approve the budget the first week in December, or maybe it's the second week in December this year. So we'll know definitively how much we have then.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Any questions for Via on like the cost, like what they're able to contribute? Nick, do you have questions since you're
No,
representing?
no immediate questions. Just to say, to Angel and Lisa and Bill, I might ask for the most recent update on mountain rides data, just because I was thinking it could be valuable for us to be able to present to Boulder County commissioners as well as Gilpin County commissioners, where people are,
Yeah.
where they're riding along this corridor. That might be a good point to share with the Gilpin County commissioners.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, just reach out to Nick, just reach out to Bob and he can
Mhm.
get you all that information. He's with Adriana right now in Phoenix, but he'll be back in the office tomorrow.
Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, he's super responsive always. Thank you all. And congratulations on retirement.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Um, Tom, I know that you were talking about the service with VIA. Do you have any comments or questions?
No, other than it's been a real lifeline, especially with the fire 3 weeks ago. I think that, or we didn't lose a lot more than the shopping center. I heard from even before the fire was put out, Bob and I were on the phone talking about service for that day and for the rest of the week. V has been a joy to work with. And a lot of people depend on it deeply up here.
Thank you. VIA's always been a great partner with emergencies. I mean, with everything, but especially with emergencies. Reba, do you have any questions on how, or any comments on how the 2 versus 3 days a week will impact the people that you serve?
I guess it would just be, do you know the day you would nix? Or not necessarily so just yet?
Yeah, that will be hard because they're
Okay.
both really evenly, it's really evened out as far as double digits every day. So, that will have to be figured out, if you go to the 2 days. But it'll be a hard decision. They're both traveled extremely well.
Yeah. I think the one lesson learned from last time that we went down to 2 days is that we would like them to be separated, right? So that people can go get ice for their coolers or whatever. So I think that's one consideration. But I think, I mean, working with Alex's team, I'm sure that they'll be able to look at the data with Nick and like figure out what's better. I don't know if you have a sense of like, we probably should ask the people who are currently writing. So maybe we could do like a short paper survey or something.
Yeah, I think a survey would be good. I mean, the people that are riding it, what's the most important, and majority wins, so
Yeah,
I mean, that's what I would do.
And we also learned so much information from just talking to the drivers. Lisa, if we can talk to, they might have a good perspective as well.
that's a good point. Okay, great. Well, thank you again for reminding Bill about your swap of money from, I think it was like Carbon Valley to somewhere. I don't know.
It was from the I-70 corridor. We
Oh, okay.
switched it over to Dr. Cog, and then I was
Right.
like, hey, I have money. I want to put it here. And of course, there's so much that we do,
Yeah.
just when I saw that, I thought, I don't think that's right. And then trying to get a hold of Bill, he's super busy. So
Yeah.
yeah, I finally got him this afternoon and he's like, oh, I forgot. And I was like, I thought you did. So a little bit better news,
Yeah.
and see what we can come up with. And maybe Gilpin can put some money in the hat,
Yeah.
which would be really nice. And they really should, that would be helpful.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I think just with like the budget request process though, I don't know if they would have it for next year. That's just like reality, but maybe we could lay the seeds for like 2027. But yeah, we can, I just want to like, we're dedicated to applying for grants if grants come up. I don't know, just in general, like we want the service to succeed. So great. Thank you. So I'm going to move on to the volunteer driver program update. So I don't know, Tom, I don't think that this group has heard the news about the Netherland Food Pantry. I don't know if you want to just do a brief update about like your role, and I can talk about like what's next.
Yeah, I took it to my board at the Netherland Food Pantry. They were not enthusiastic about taking it on at all. It was they didn't feel it was a good organizational alignment. I was kind of surprised. So I've continued to just work it informally and try and keep uh, uh, help people out where I can. But I'm finding also, and Lisa, you'll find it too, in early retirement. I'm out of town more than I'm here
Yeah.
lately. So the food pantry I thought would be an ideal place for it. My board disagreed.
Okay. Yeah. So in the meantime, after Tom announced that to us, so I talked to the town and they are still dedicated to having the program start. So what that looks like, if nobody else could host it, they said that they're still open to hosting it. So we would still need to like do the groundwork to like make sure that we have everything in place. I reached out to VIA Mobility Services to talk about like how they would be able to support it, and they said like possibly training. I reached out to Faith in Action, which is now out of business, which was another volunteer program that was in Boulder County. And then I reached out to Cultivate. So Cultivate is VetsGo, Veterans Transportation Volunteer Driver Program, and they said that they would be interested in hosting it. So I just wanted to bring that to this forum. They said that there would be a difference in like their demographics because currently they only serve veterans. But she talked to Christy Britt, their executive director, and they are interested in like having a separate program just for the mountains if like their board approves it. So just
Where are
wanted
they
to
based?
out of Longmont.
Okay. And it's a volunteer centric.
Yeah. Yeah. So what they do is they have a bunch of different senior programs. One of them is like going grocery shopping for seniors and then bringing the food. So like to the seniors, they do like yard busters, snow busters. They've tried to expand to the mountains for their yard busters, snow busters, but they haven't had like the ties or been successful. But they felt like it would help with like the other aspects of their volunteer work in the mountains and be able to like work with the town. So we're still talking to the town to see like what role they want to play. And I don't know. I don't know if Lisa, if you all from VIA have any response to that.
No, I mean, we can always look and see what VIA can do. I mean, I'll be gone, but
Yeah.
see what we could come up with and see how we could make things work. I know we've tried it before with the paratransit
Yeah.
piece of it, wasn't so great. But there's, different software now. There's, we've got AI voice, we have other things like that. So
Yeah.
it might be worth looking into.
Okay. I think that if I remember from like the first round of like planning, you all said that like people had to use your vehicles and that they had to go undergo like drug testing and like there were a couple of different barriers, I thought,
Yeah,
to like
I mean,
why it wouldn't work, but
yeah, well, they don't have to use our vehicles. I mean, we have vehicles if they want to
Mhm.
use it, and most of them do.
Yeah.
But then we do drug testing, background checks, pass class online,
Yeah.
sometimes in the office. And Dina can probably speak more to that, on what we put our volunteers through to make sure that everybody's safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to learn more about what the thought is in Netherlands for this, since I'm coming in a little later,
Yeah.
on a lot of this. I've been doing a lot of the behind the scenes compliance stuff. So there are some ideas out there on how we can remove some of the barriers and not compromise safety so much. So this would be something that I would love to look at if the town of Netherlands is like, it's not going to work for us. And you need our assistance, of course, as Lisa, well, as you mentioned, Angel, we can always help with training. We do
Yeah.
this for a lot of other areas as well, other transit providers and nonprofits. And we currently do this with CU as well. So we have the resources here. We can always do training. But in terms of other hosting or taking it on at VIA, I would just like to sit down with someone to talk a little bit more about the specifics because we are looking at some ways to streamline the volunteer process so we can get
Okay.
more volunteers.
Okay. That sounds good. Well, I'll follow up after this with you, Dina, and we can talk about it a little bit more. Any other questions or comments on the volunteer driver program? Reba, I know that you.
I guess, yeah, it was more just because now obviously the town's kind of trying to find a house for it too, because that was where we were talking about getting that infrastructure with like liability and insurance and that sort of thing. Because like for our organization to be involved, we would have to up our insurance. It would be this sexual harassment piece that is like a part of if we were to go into older adult homes and be in on one-on-one with them, that sort of thing. And so the same as like having a person in your car with just one other person. Was more just like what all is needed. You said it was Cultivate that kind of does the driver program with veterans right now?
Yeah.
So
And
I'm
Bea
sure
also
like they
has,
might have all that figured out of like what
Yeah.
exactly, like the legal aspects of what's involved and what kind of training specifically each driver has to go through.
yeah,
And I guess I would say is like, I mean, if it's something that's being supported, I mean, it's something I could put out there as us like housing it, but what would that look like, for our
yeah,
admin, people, as we all work part-time here. We're not full-time workers. So, however you think that Ned Seniors could be a support, if it's not adding too much to what we already have as our, insurance coverage, I don't know, like, something to figure out with that piece too. We just don't all know the details that's involved,
yeah,
right? Like, how many people are we managing and what kind of trainings have to happen and how long do the trainings last, and like
yeah,
more consistent aspects with that, because there's like turnover sometimes is hard.
yeah.
I know that you guys were talking with Peaceful Rides with Chris for a while. I
Yeah, I
don't know.
tried that.
He's like he's a private person
Mhm.
with his own insurance, if he's given you any information what that looks like. Because that would be like what an Uber driver would have to do, right? I mean, I don't know how that system is set up, but
I think that Peaceful Rides is like a commercial transportation service, whereas like Uber and Lyft are technically like technology companies. So
Mhm.
they don't have to have the same insurance.
I mean, yeah, is it ever an issue with those companies with like sexual harassment, or I don't know, like
Yes.
it's more just that we just want to make sure we're doing the right things with setting these people up to go into someone's home to help someone who's handicapped get in a vehicle that's theirs.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're here to support whatever you guys need with that. If we want to meet as like a separate team somehow to talk more of the details.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that we need to do like a full like formal procurement process to like
Mhm.
make sure that everybody's clear on like what's expected up
Right.
front. Because I know that we've done this in partnership together and we've like, we're moving for, oh, looks like Reba got kicked off again.
Mhm.
But it seems like we're gonna need to do something like just because there's a lot of unknowns and how do we like compare apples to apples. So I think we're gonna have to do a formal procurement process early next year for it, probably. Um, so just that way what Reba, like what would be involved, and if you all wanted to throw your name in the hat for that. Anything? Oh, sorry, you're still muted.
I got bumped off and I just came back on. So can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, just keep me posted if you guys are like doing any specific meetings around that volunteer driver program specifically. And
Okay. Well, we'll definitely update this group first. And as far as like sexual harassment, I mean, it definitely is a problem with Uber and Lyft. I don't know if you were following the state legislature. I think last session, one of the state Congress people, like she was sexually assaulted by an Uber driver, maybe.
Mhm.
And I think that they're definitely they've been doing research. Like I remember hearing an Ezra Klein podcast, maybe, or like one of the podcasts where somebody's really been digging into the data around kind of a culture of hiding like sexual misconduct. But so I know it's still an issue, but there's lawsuits. I mean, I think that it's being challenged in court, if I remember right.
Sure.
Yeah. So it is unfortunate, but yeah.
Yeah, I would hate for us to be promoting an area where predators can
Yeah.
take over,
Uh, yeah. Okay. Thank you, Nick, for finding that. Yeah. So next topic that we have here is the business EcoPass update. So I asked Melissa Hunter, and she's been working with Nick, just so y'all know. So Nick from Alex's team and Melissa from my team, they're working on administering the NEPADAC fund, so the Nederland Area Public Improvement District Advisory Committee. And so they are connected with like the oversight of both the residential, well, specifically Melissa's overseeing like the residential EcoPass system and the business EcoPass system now. And they are going to be they're going to be extending the expiration date, right, Nick? Is that what you all had talked about?
Yeah, we haven't come to a concrete conclusion, and we're going
Okay.
to bring it to NEPADAC this month. But given the recent fire in the business center, we
Yeah.
want to see what can be done to support those employees.
Yeah.
And potentially expanding, lengthening the period of their eco passes could be of incredible benefit to them in the community.
Yeah. So just a little snapshot, we have over 400 passes under the business EcoPass program, and the contract that we have with RTD is for 1,000 EcoPasses. We
Mhm.
decided to keep it at 1,000 and see if we can promote the business portion, the business EcoPass portion next year to see if we can raise that. But we'll have more data at the end, or like when they do contracting with RTD next year, to know if we want to lower that contract amount for the businesses or if we want to keep it as is. I guess another thing that I'd like to bring up is that Holly is leaving the town. So Holly, she administers both of the programs for the town. So I don't know like how they're going to cover it. I mean, I'm sure they're going to hire another person, but we're still working with the town of Nederland to be able to give them the IGA to administer the program. So yeah, Kathy. So Kathy wants to know like how adding one more day would double the total cost.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense, but it's on the prior chat chain.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to interrupt. Yeah.
no, it's fine.
Yeah, that's a
I mean-
question for Bill.
I mean, that's quite a significant, it seems like there might be an error in those numbers.
Yeah, he put them together really quick in between
Okay,
meetings, so
yeah, because
I will,
it just,
I will
yeah,
get back with them.
it doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yep,
Thanks. Yeah, thanks for like paying attention to my typos here as well. I might have missed it. I'll clarify with Lisa before we send out the
Okay.
meeting
Yep.
minutes. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for pointing that out. I appreciate you looking at that.
Oh, sure.
Any other business EcoPass updates or NEPID updates that you want to talk about, Ned or Nick? Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
You're gonna be Ned from now on.
I can
so.
be, yeah, the short end names. One other quick business EcoPass point is that ski season is getting started at Eldora. So, and I know that's going to be challenging with Holly's departure from the town, but Melissa is in close contact to figure out and works very closely with town staff or Eldora staff to make sure that those employees get the chance to get their EcoPasses as easily as possible. Boulder County and NEPADAC are in regular communication with RTD, which is returning their service frequencies to get visitors and staff up to Eldora. So that's really good. And then we will have future updates from NEPADAC about some potential improvements to bus transit related infrastructure projects in town to be determined, but that will be some information to share early next year.
Yeah, great, thank you. And I forget exactly how much we had included in the budget request
Yes.
for like infrastructure improvements, but
Correct. About $200,000.
Mm.
And so we have a short list of well, there's some projects that were already identified in the town's multimodal transportation plan that we're bringing to NEPADAC. We are also and Tom, you don't know this yet, but RTD is doing a regional bus stop evaluation and assessment project to create like a comprehensive database of bus stop statuses and amenities throughout the region. They've done that for Nederland as well, and Nederland's part of the district. So I'm hoping to bring that to NEPADAC as well as their list with more concrete numbers to pay for some of these amenities and improvements. And then present that question to NEPADAC as to like what do you want to fund and support that most directly aligns with supporting transit ridership in
Thanks
town.
for that.
So yeah,
And
$200,000.
yeah, yeah, thanks. We did, and just so you all know, we do have like a fund balance with the Nederland Area Public Improvement District, but it's because we've been underspending until now. So we were a little bit reluctant to increase the costs for like ongoing operations because that's an ongoing cost. So that was that's partially like how do we support transit access with these funds? Given the fact that it's probably like a one-time fund balance. So that's why we're focusing on the bus stop improvements with those funds.
That's correct. Yeah, even though we are presenting the list of even bigger projects to NEPADAC, but bus stop improvements does seem to be one that has already been identified as one of the most easily achievable compared to others, and has a big impact.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so it was a typo, Kathy. Lisa put in there because she said 100, yeah, 100,800, and I wrote it as 180,000. So that was my mistake.
Great catch. Thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep, all good.
Okay, well, that brings us to the end of our pre thought of list of updates, but we have just general updates. Does anybody want to provide any updates that they'd like the rest of the team to know?
I've got something. We've been experimenting with a pilot for AI voice for the call center for our paratransit division. And it has been extremely successful. We are currently able to cancel a trip or to check on a trip and give the person the information that they need of their pickup time and where they're going, where they're being dropped off. We got permission to continue the pilot. We're doing it with EcoLane. We got permission to continue doing it to add book a trip, which will be huge. It's a game changer for a call center that, with budgets being tight, being able to hire someone and train them is expensive. If someone's out on vacation or they've got a sick day and now you're down a few people, the AI voice can pick up the slack. It can pick up all of it. Speaks 120 different languages. We are currently working with English and Spanish and has been very successful using a male voice. We know that people with hearing impairments have a better understanding of a deeper male voice than a female. And so it's been great. We've done it now. This is our 4th week and we'll continue. My hope is till the end of the year to get the trip part because we're complicated. Some people have multiple funding sources. And so I think it's a great challenge for EcoLane and the company that they're using to be able to figure all this out. So we're excited to do it. We've been very pleased with it thus far. His name is Alex, and Alex is very human-like and can really, we had a gentleman that called to cancel a trip because he fell in the shower and broke his ribs. And Alex said, "Oh, that sounds so painful. I'm so sorry." And so he's very interactive to the point where some of our riders think he's real, even though he says he's not. So we love it, and it's a game changer. No more waiting on hold, no more, that kind of stuff once we get the trip part done. So we're very excited and hopeful for them to figure it all out.
Kathy, you had a question about that?
No, I didn't. Sorry.
No. Okay, sorry, I just saw the little green light up. So, Nick?
Lisa, what's the name of that service? Is it a program or software that you are using?
The name of it, it's through EcoLane, and I always say it wrong. Hold on, let me look on. It's they've been wonderful to work with. Let me get this. Where is it? Gotta look through all my meetings. Starts with an M.
I can give,
It's
oh,
called Monivea, Moneivba. It is that company, and that they're, in fact, the CEO used to work for Ecolane. So now works with Ecolane. And if you want to check it out, they're doing great things, very responsive. And I did a short presentation on Transit Monthly last month, and even played a little bit of Alex talking. So it was really received well. And I think for call centers, I honestly think it's going to be a thing of the future, to be able to cut down costs, because the amount of money you would spend on that versus hiring someone, training someone, there's no comparison. It's pennies on the dollar.
yeah.
Thank
And
you.
Lisa, am I misremembering this, but did you say that for the Spanish language that you had to work with it so it sounded more natural? It was,
Yeah, yeah. At first, when we did it, it was like me trying to speak Spanish, which is not pretty. Um, and so we worked with them and said, no, we want an authentic, Hispanic voice. And they were able to get that. And then, for a lot of our riders, you got to slow it down a little bit, some you speed it up, especially the Hispanic language can be very quick. And so we slowed it down a little bit so that everyone could understand it due to the impairments, and disabilities that our people have. So very pleased. And like I said, 120 different languages. So take your pick. And they were wonderful, and it's been a really nice addition to our call center.
that's great. Thank you for that update. I do have a quick update, just with the transit plan. So Alex's team is working on the Boulder County, countywide transit plan. We're doing the first round of public engagement, which includes some focus groups, and a survey and a virtual open house, and then pop-up events. So I put in the chat some links to, for you all to participate. This is your opportunity to get your voice included in the process early on what our priority should be. So please share that. I sent via email to the Peak to Peak and then also to the MAC members, a toolkit to be able to promote this. It has like social media posts and flyers and everything. So if you can, please encourage your folks to take the survey and attend the virtual open house. We will be in Netherlands for the Thanksgiving. So I will be there with the consultants. I think it is the 16th. Does that? Yeah. So the 16th of November, we'll have a pop-up event at your Netherlands Thanksgiving, community Thanksgiving.
Oh,
Thank you, Nick. Yeah. Okay. Any other updates before we hop off? Okay. Well, I know we're a couple minutes over, but thank you so much for all the updates today. And just a reminder, the next time we will meet, due to like the holidays and, for Thanksgiving and Christmas, will be February. So we're going to be meeting February 11th at 3 p.m. Please register in that link that I put in the chat earlier, and I'll send it out in the meeting minutes as well. Hopefully everybody has a wonderful holiday season.
Adios, Lisa.
Thank you, Angel. Thank you all.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. Bye-bye.
thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.